The tool that I'm using is called Math Vocab Cards. I went and opened my Google Web Store, typed in math apps, and went and viewed. I found Math Vocab Cards, which is nice because a lot of times my students end up losing some of their vocabulary cards. So this is a way that they can always go back and look at them and never have to worry about losing them. So I added it to my Chrome. I'm going to launch it. When I launch the app, the first thing that I need to do is to choose what cards that I want the students to view. So I click on this, and it has all the way up from grade K up through 5. So I click on grades 3 through 5, and the one I'm going to view right now is elapsed time. And I click on start. Now what I can do is I need to choose what parts of the vocabulary card I want the students to view and what parts I want hidden. So at the beginning of the unit, before we're even started, I might just show the math term and leave the visual and the definition hidden. And we can talk about what they think elapsed time means. If they're having a hard time, I can then click on the eye, and now I show the visual. And then we can go and click on what the actual definition is. There's also a nice component that I can switch to Spanish for anybody who speaks Spanish, so that when they are doing this in their own time, if this is easier for them to work on and then switch back and forth, they can do that. And all it is a click of a button, and it goes back and forth. In the middle of the unit, I might just have the visual up, and they could work on this in small group, or they could work partners. They could also work by themselves. As a review for the end of the unit, I might only have the definition up and shown. And same thing, they can work on it by themselves. They can work with a partner. They can quiz in a small group. And if they need a little help, click on the eye. It gives you the visual and then what the actual vocabulary word is. This is a nice way for the students to help understand their math vocabulary words. It's in a size that they can read nicely. It's not too small, it's not too big, and it's not something that they're going to lose. It's great for several different types of learners. For the interpersonal, it's by themselves, so they avoid distractions. They set their own pace, they're working alone. For the interpersonal, in studying in groups and being a team player, they're also working on a cooperative project. For the spatial learner, they get to look at a picture, they're using a visual, they're using the internet, so it helps them in their studying. For the kinesthetic learner, they can stand up while they're reviewing. They can move around, they can look at it, they don't have to be seated. They're also using the internet as well. And for our linguistic learner, they're reading, they can also memorize, and they're also using the internet. But what a great way to do this at home, in school, as a center, and just not have to worry about ever losing the cards, because they can go in and you can instruct them exactly how to do this. Just a nice way of using a tool. And I'm sure there are several other tools out there that I will end up being posting on. Thank you.